Hey everyone, welcome back. Welcome back. How is everyone tonight?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. I've been busy as a bee all day, canning and mylar bagging it.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So sorry I'm late, guys. I'm really not late. I just couldn't get on.
yeah.
Same game, different channel. What's the common denominator here, right?
Yeah.
All
Is your
right.
coffee, maybe some chocolate? Because you just never know with
Hey,
us.
wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, shite. Hang on.
Wait a minute. You got the wrong cup tonight. Yeah, at least for
Ego.
one night. Yeah.
I can fix
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just for tonight, at least.
that.
All right. It's funny. I like these for a lot of reasons, but one thing is I like to hold the cup and I can
Yeah.
fit all four of my fingers actually in it, which is very unusual for me. So
Yeah.
I like it. Thank you for sending me one.
You're welcome.
All right. So we're here. Hello, everyone. Um, so yeah, tremendous time trying to get on tonight. Just was not cooperating whatsoever.
Yeah.
And I was close to throwing it across the room. That's what I do when things aggravate me. I just chuck them.
Yeah.
Oh, so hopefully we stay on. No guarantees. No nothing. So how is everybody? Hello, hello, hello. I can't even tell if you guys can hear me. I assume you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. Back check here a little bit. All right. So you've been Mylar bagging it today and what? Pressure canning?
Canning. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. I canned more tomatoes with garlic and basil today. So,
Okay.
yeah.
What are you
Oh,
bagging?
yeah. Dirty white boy. How's those tomatoes and the sauce that I made you? I never got a phone call. Mm.
Go for your white boy.
Yeah.
Gotta love the
Yes. Uh, Dawn Marie, very good point. Keep your eyes open this weekend, everyone.
Yeah.
I was talking to her today about what's going to be happening this weekend. And I didn't want to talk about it because I'm not getting a strike on this second channel.
Yeah.
But I don't know, Trish. I'm sure you've heard,
You
but
want to
there's
listen
going to be something going down in DC
Yeah.
because of January 6th. This is going to be like a retaliation type thing.
All right. So tell me about it because I haven't heard much.
Yeah. Well, I watched a little bit of a news conference today. It was just they're pretty much like the Capitol Police and all, like, they're all going to be lying in wait
For.
for whatever's going to be going off.
All right.
So yeah.
At the Capitol or all over?
uh they really didn't say. Hey, Dawn, did they say it was going to be all over, or is it just going to be at the Capitol or in DC? Or she knows more about it. She was watching more of it than I did.
Okay. I didn't see it at all. I mean,
Yeah,
people do stuff all the time, but
she knows more about it, so I'm sure it's at the Capitol. Okay, thank you.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she
So,
got a hold of me. She's like, "Did you know?" And I'm like, "No, what? What's going on?"
so were they planning on going there for, an event?
It's something, there's going to be a retaliation against what happened on the 6th because of people still being jailed.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Hmm.
Wait, what? What was that, Marcy? It's a setup. You heard about the botched drone strike. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going. The only one that I am concerned about going is Jason because he always goes down to DC for these things. So I'm worried about him
Well,
because he'll go. So I'm worried about him. I'll have to get a hold of him and tell
I don't
him,
know
stay home.
I don't know of anybody going. So even if I did, I don't.
Yeah,
Um,
I know, Dawn. They're calling it a right wing protest. And it's like, come on, stop with the right wing, left wing. It's,
hey, God, the Capitol is not the place to protest.
no,
It would be the Federal Reserve. If you're going to protest, it would be the Federal Reserve. They're the ones printing the money and screwing up your kids' future. That would
I
be
know,
the place to protest. I'm
I
not
know,
telling you to
I know.
protest. I'm saying that would be the place to go,
No,
not the Capitol. It's
no, I
foolish.
know, I know, I know. And Aaron, yeah, I know he stays back and he films because he's going from like a journalist perspective, but it's like he got away with it the first time, because he proved that he went from a journalist perspective. But if he goes a second time, I mean, he
Yeah.
could lose everything, his pension, everything. It's not worth going. And I'm only looking out for him because I have a lot of respect for him because he's a friend. You know what I mean? And I don't want him to lose everything he's worked so hard to get, all because of something as stupid as this. You know what I
Right.
mean? Even though he is going from a journalist perspective,
Right. And
you
people are
know?
asking about it being a false flag or another distraction. Sure, guaranteed.
Right. And
There's
that's
so much
and
of it.
that's exactly what Dawn was saying. Is this another false flag? I didn't even know about it until she brought it to my attention. I didn't even
Well,
know.
the more they talk about that kind of thing, the less they have to talk about the Chinese boats that are just offshore, right?
Right. Right.
I mean, I'm more concerned about that than I am about people in DC.
Yeah.
Because the people in DC, I'm sorry, they're idiots. They're idiots. I don't mean the ones going to
I
the Capitol, I mean the ones that actually work in the Capitol. They're idiots.
yeah, no shit. But it's just I just worry, because I don't the people who were there on the 6th, guess what? Now they're on a list. You want more people to be on that list? Stay the hell away from there. That's how I'm looking at it. And, I'm also looking at it, from I can't call myself a journalist, but from a journalist perspective, because I'm seeing it through Jason's eyes. Stay the hell away from there. I have way too much respect for Jason because he's such an amazing person. Stay the hell away from there, please.
Yeah. Yes, Tara. Chinese boats offshore.
Yeah,
Um, I'll send you it if you need to, but I mean, it's all over the place right now.
yeah, I know.
Internet wise, it's not on TV. It's really not being mentioned much at all. Then again, I'm not a big watcher of TV, so.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
But yeah, it's crazy what they're doing.
Um, Jackie just asked, is it Atlantic or Pacific? What's shore?
Um,
Atlantic or
I can look it up. It's on my other phone that we're on right now. So sorry.
okay. Okay.
I'll have to put links probably in tonight for that.
Oh, Tony just said Alaska coast.
Okay. Like I said, I can put the links in later. When they start messing with my phone, I end up having to opt to use a different phone, and then I end up
Mm,
on that particular phone, and now I really can't give you the links that I want to, you know.
I know. I know.
Uh, it's all calculated.
Hey, Nick, how are ya?
Hey Nick, how you doing? Haven't seen you all
Give
day.
my puppy love kissies.
Oh, Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
Diane. I hear
Good.
you.
Yeah, yeah. Good point,
I
Diane.
hear you.
You
But you
got
know
it.
what? I don't care. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
care.
And for those
I'm
that watch
proud.
and for
I'm
those
proud
that
to
watch
be Christian.
for
Huh?
those that watch the replay, for those that watch the replay and don't actually see what Diane just said, if you're a Christian, you're on the list.
Yeah. Yep.
Their list.
But you know what? I'll be on the list for that. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'm proud in who I believe in. Are you? I know
Right,
where I'm going. Do you?
right, exactly. Um, yeah, you're right, Marcy. We're probably all on it anyway. You know, it's okay. It's all right. It's all good. If I wasn't actually being bothered by those guys, I'd probably be bothered. You know what I mean? You know, I'm fine with people doing that. Honestly, I really am. Simply because I'm used to living with the target on me. I have been for well over a decade.
Yeah.
So, um,
And
yeah,
now we really know what it's like to have a target on us because of what happened to me and Tara when we were on the phone the other night.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
It's just
sorry.
it's another day in the life. That's really what this is. You
I
know,
mean, that really scared the hell out of me and Tara.
you may not
All
be
we were
used to it.
doing was talking about bed sheets that I bought at Target. This
Yeah,
call is now being recorded.
you may not be used to that. I am. It doesn't make it right. I'm not saying it's right, but it is going to become more and more common, whether people want to believe it or not. So, Val, answer yes. Is silver going up soon? Yes. How soon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't exactly know, but I can tell you they're hanging on tight. You know, I'm in gold miners ETF, and they've been squashing that sucker. They're pushing it further and further and further down. Every time they do, I buy more. So, what does that tell you? I've always told you silver will go up first, but I'm buying it as low as I can to drop my average as low as I can, and I'm just going to wait for that boomerang to go right back up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Tara, I understand it scared the crap out of you. You know what? There's nothing they can do with anything anyway. And as I've told both you two, and I'll tell anyone else that's on here, if you hear something like that, just hang up. Just
Well,
hang
we
up.
did. We
I know.
did.
But I'm telling anybody else on here, just hang up. And then call back later. You know, find another way to get in touch with them for a bit. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
MB new one. They're asking, well, what happened? The other night, me and Tara Douglas, you'll see her in here. She's the channel moderator for Trish's channel and for my channel. We were on the telephone, and I was on my cell phone. She was on her house phone, and we were talking just general conversation. We were talking about our kids. I was talking about sheets that I bought on Target.com, right?
yeah.
And all of a sudden, we both hear this phone call is now being recorded. What? And she said, did you hear that? I said, yeah, I heard that. I said, what did you hear? She said, this phone call is now being recorded. I said, I heard the same thing. And I said, hang up.
Yep.
So we both hung up, and I called her back from my house phone. And then I called Trish, and I was just like, this is what we both heard. She said, yeah, get used to it. Get used to it. Wait a minute. What?
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Welcome to my world. Yeah.
Never
Yeah.
thought we would have a target like that. That's never happened that I know of, that I heard.
Right. That's the key
Yeah.
right there that you know of. Right. It's going to get more and more common, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not something any one of us want to think about, really. You know, but we've all known, I think, since these little devices came out, really, that they can monitor, right?
Right.
You can't use anything at all against you unless it first says this channel is now being recorded or this phone call is now being recorded. They can't use
Right.
anything. at all.
Right. Right.
But once you hear that, hang up.
Right.
And then they have nothing anyway, right?
Right. It was just strange that we would both hear that at the same time.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, no, you're hearing it at the same time because it's on an open channel between the two of you.
Yeah.
I mean, they wouldn't be
Because
able to
like
use
Tara said,
they couldn't use both sides of the conversation in anything if they didn't tell you both.
right, because like Tara said, because one of the things that we did talk about was because Andrew's in the Marines and she was talking about her husband, Bruce, being in the Coast Guard, listening to that, because we're both military families.
Yeah.
Were they listening in for intel? Well, what the hell intel would a mom and a wife have? Nothing.
Yeah. Well, did for anybody else that's on here, did Autumn's volume just kind of drop off for you guys? Or did you hear her as well as you hear me?
My volume went down?
Yep. And I'm asking for a reason. Yes. Yes.
My mic is going in and out?
It's
Great.
not your mic. It's not your mic. It's mine being tapped into. It's the same thing, same game, as always. That's all it is. Like I said, get used to it. Yeah. So that happens and your volume will drop and or mine will drop, but it's yours at the moment. You're fine right now. I hear the buzzing first and then you go lower. So I always know what it
Ah,
is.
I'll shut up now.
Yep. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah.
What's the matter? I gotta
So
put the dog out. I gotta put the dog out. I'm gonna mute this. I'll be
fine. There went the buzzing. Yeah, I get the buzz on there quite a bit. And I always know when somebody's monitoring it. Hi. I always know. So with regard, hello, you're back.
Yeah. I
Let's
just took
talk
him
about
outside.
let's talk about 3 letters, F, D, and A.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
So we can leave those 3 letters off now and just talk about what the those letters are doing.
Okay. Well, Sean called me today from work on his break, and he told me that they are not approving the extra,
Yeah.
right, after the initial 2.
Okay.
Right on. Do you understand,
After
everybody?
After the 2?
After the first 2, you know how they want to do booster.
Yeah.
They're not approved. They're not
Okay.
approving them. So there you have it.
All right. So I'm questioning the why is it approved after the 1 to get 2, but not 3 or 4? Right.
Yes, the poopster, Daisy May, exactly, the poopster. Yeah.
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 There you go. Yeah.
No extra juice. Yeah.
And the potato ordered a ton of poopsters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that must be that they broke up the 2 because 1 was too powerful and was giving people issues. Yeah. So follow the money trail. You guys that have gotten the newsletter, you got the Country Road video, watch it again if you need to, but all the way towards the end, it mentions why they're doing it all. There are 5. And at the moment, they don't all come to mind, but J&J, we'll call him Pizer, and then we'll call him, let's see, Modern, right? And then
Either that or Midori. Ah, that's a
yeah,
good drink.
that's a good one. And then
Let me get the dog.
there's what, two more, right? So the main issue with those is that there are 5 groups of investors, 5 of them, and all 5 will make a ton of money. So with that, you're going to be having 5 sets of people making a lot of money while other people have to take that. Yes, we know who some of them are. I know who a lot of them are, especially the big ones. So they're all connected to the, let's spell it backwards, OWN. Right. So quit it with the phone. Leave me alone. So all of them are looking to make big time money. Big time money on the backs of every hardworking American out there, in addition to your federal tax dollars and everything else. They're going to be raking it in with all 5 of those companies, all public companies, not government owned, but public companies. And the more they get to put into vials and distribute, the more money they make. And those investors make money whether you live or die. Let that sink in for a minute. So, all I know really is at the end of the day, I'm not getting it.
Oh, no. No.
So, you know, they may be saying right now that they're not approving stuff, but they had always said that it wasn't approved, period. And then all of a sudden it magically appeared, right?
Yeah.
Be prepared for more magical appearance, because that's just the way it's going to go.
I know.
So, yeah. So my volume keeps cutting in and out. I know I keep hearing the clicking on this end. It's not going to stop me one way or another. I frankly don't care.
They don't want us talking.
No, they don't. No, not so much just us, but any audience, period. You know, they really don't. Again, I'm still going to do it. So. Oh, WS. I like that. WS donating their dose, 90 proof, to Nancy. Yeah, there you go. We all know which Nancy you mean. That's fine. We can donate mine too. She can have a double
Negative
dose.
Nancy.
I'm good with it. So with regard to that, with the amount of investment money that is currently in, what'd you call it, J&J, that stock price is going higher. Moderna has gone higher. By the way, Moderna, let's just call it what it is. This is their very first anything. They've never done anything before. Except if you look into the history of it, it goes all the way back to where? 1940s, 1930s. The original roots of Moderna. The original people and the original science they're using goes all the way back there. So you got to wonder why they're taking the scientific data and facts from the 1930s and 40s and how those doctors back then are now having their experiments repeated, while yet Moderna has never done anything before, and yet their history is the worst history ever. Because what do you think all of those experimental things were done from the same group? All their data, all their everything. It's all being repeated. Different group, because nobody learns from history. Thankfully, we have. I'm determined on my channel to be putting out historical things on a regular basis, and it may bore some people, but I'm doing it so that people remember it.
Yeah.
So things aren't forgotten and buried.
No, exactly. It needs to be known. It's not like we're having a history lesson here, but history repeats itself over and over and over again.
Until you
So,
learn. Yes.
yeah.
Once you learn from it and society really takes it seriously, then it won't happen. And it won't happen because you won't let it happen. Right?
Right.
And
Right.
and when I say that, I don't mean you. You know what I mean? I mean all of us as a people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm doing with my channel. If people are wondering where in the heck am I going with it, I'm going to be putting up arbitrary, somewhat quirky stuff from time to time. It might be on what happened on this day or what happened in this month, or hey, look at what they're doing now, episode 6.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things that I feel led to do, and we'll see how it changes and evolves. If you guys have any recommendations or anything that you want to see on there, let me know. Shoot me a comment, an email, anything, and say, hey, I'd love to see something like this, or have you thought about that? I'm always looking for new ideas. So, I'm going to be putting some names and faces out there that you guys may have seen, but you may have only heard of. Like, I'll spell it backwards again. O-W-N. I'm going to actually put their faces out there for you. So stay tuned for that.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, they don't really want to be known, but I'm determined to make sure that they're known. Not so that they're ever remembered, but so that they're exposed. So you wonder why my internet goes down from time to time. It might be little things like that. That's okay. So
Trish is the balls.
hey, dirty white boy. Thanks.
Yeah.
Gotta love that name. Like I said, I just quite frankly don't care what anybody thinks. If you love me, that's great. If you don't, I don't care. And sorry if it hurts your feelings. But I'm not really here to be like. I never have been. I don't care. So where was I going with that? Deborah asking, what is my take on the Evergrande and the large Asian nation, and how will it affect us? I think since this nation is pretty much owned by them in many ways, everything's going to affect us. Bill Clinton gave this nation away a long time ago. I'm often known for crediting him for that. Bastard that he is. Anyway, so I think there's going to be a lot coming up. And I don't see us getting out of this easily. So.
Val, not yet. He has until November 22nd. But he contacted me on his lunch and said that the city of Tampa is allowing antibody tests, but he doesn't work for the city of Tampa. He just works in the city of Tampa. He works for the government. He's fed. So I don't know if that will apply to him. So he's going to go have an antibody test. And let's just see if that will work. Other than that, he has until November 22nd. So.
Missy, what do I think about what Yellen said about October? I assume you're referring to raising the debt ceiling or not? I assume that's what you mean. If they don't raise the debt ceiling, I'm pretty sure you guys know what that means, right?
Mm.
If they don't, it's what I've
Oh,
said all along.
yeah. We'll have another. It will go back to like another Great Depression, but it'll be much, much worse.
It'll be a cascading slide
Mm.
downward. How fast, I don't know. I guess it will depend on how they decide to control and manipulate it. But understand, you guys are all warned. Like, now you're warned. If they don't raise the debt ceiling, your shares, or I should say your dollars in a bank, become shares, and your dollars go away. Whether you want to believe me or not is immaterial. That's a fact. So don't keep any more than 1 month's worth of money in the bank. And your IRAs and 401ks won't fare any better. That's a fact. So, you know, we've been saying this for a long time. You've had months and months to think about this and how to plan and how to make adjustments and all that. So it's really a matter of whether or not you choose to believe it. But there's going to be so many people out there that don't believe it until it actually happens. And I don't want you guys to be in that group. So, you know, even I have something in the bank, but again, I keep nothing more than 1 month worth in there. So just watch what you do, what you put in there. E66, email me and I'll tell you what to do. If you want to, I'll tell you what to do and you can do what you want. But I'll give you a good idea of what to do. Bob, silver is dirt cheap. You're darn right it is. And if people have the common sense of a billy goat, you'll be buying some.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't hold it, you don't own it. Make sure you keep it with you at home. Don't put it in some stupid vault somewhere. I know a lot of people that are doing that. And, okay, that's what you want to do, but I wouldn't. Elizabeth saying use cash. Yeah, use cash because it's gonna become on fire overnight. So use the cash that you have. Keep some on you, yes. if things go offline for any length of time. I'm not saying it will, but if it does, you're going to need some cash because you won't be able to buy anything any other way. Bob, what if you can't sell silver? What are you, crazy? Of course you can. At some point, you don't want to be selling it anytime soon. You'll be able to sell it. People will buy it. Here's my advice. Take it for what you want. It will go to around $600. Some say that's outrageous. Okay. Sell it at 500. Why? When it may, in my estimation, go to 6, because you got to leave some meat on the bone. So if you're buying it at about 20 to 25 bucks right now, or even 30 or 35 for crying out loud, turn around and sell it around 500. You've made more than enough money on it, and it leaves something for somebody else. Because otherwise, if you go all the way to the top, whatever the top is, they're not going to want to buy it. No meat on the bone. So what do you do then? And how do you not get taxed? Anyway, that's simple. Don't sell it. Flip it to gold. Flip from silver to gold. Silver will go up first. Gold will go up second. Take one rising asset, turn it into another rising asset. That's what you do. So don't cash it in, just flip it from one to another. That's my advice. Marcy, correct. Sit on it for now and wait. Jean, hearing rumors of Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid being limited to these people. True or false? I haven't actually heard that one myself. I've heard the rumor, but I haven't heard it through the right channels. So may that happen eventually? Yeah, sure. But I think what's more likely is they will roll UBI, unemployment, Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, all into one program. And then that will only be for those people. So it's going to be all of it across the board. And I'm not saying pensions, I'm not saying any of that stuff. I'm saying the governmental programs. Yeah, they'll all be, maybe not initially, but after a bit, only for those that are grabbed. That is correct. Samantha, I don't know if you're asking about capital gains on precious metals, but I can assume you are. Yeah, you're going to pay something? Sure. And anyone who tries to not pay a tax, well, there are consequences for that, right? So just flip from silver to gold. You're flipping, you're not cashing it in. So there is no capital gain. You're just going from one to another. And if you got any money, there's no capital gains. If they try to tell you that there is, then they're just trying to shake you down for money. Any new info on Nasara? No, I'm waiting. I haven't heard anything. I'm still in wait mode. JK asking about silver going to 600. But you're looking at a generator that may cost more money later. Yeah, buy a generator. If you need one and you think you're going to need one, get it. Do the metals afterward. Do those big things first, especially a solar generator. I would. I'm working towards that myself, but you know, they're expensive. Okay, so if you're saying a simple generator, I would say a solar generator. Why? Most decent size generators are about $1,800. For a solar one, you're going to pay about $2,500, maybe 27. So it's a little more, but it's not twice as much. And you don't need fuel, right? Make sure it's exposed to the sun. Ooh, all right. La Palma.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so that was part of the thumbnail for tonight. I used the seismograph for La Palma for the thumbnail.
Hmm.
That was the thumbnail 2 days ago. It's almost black now. That's how much it's going up. For those that don't know what that is, La Palma, an island out by the Canary Islands on the western side of Africa. That is on the east coast of the United States, much further out. But it's looking as though 1/3 of it is going to take a nosedive south into the ocean. The crack in it right now is so big that you can walk through it. And it's taller, the crack, than the person walking through it. I was shocked that somebody had the guts to walk through it and video it.
Yeah, I was just
There were 2
thinking that.
people. That meant there were 2 people walking through it. That's gutsy. Obviously, they were geologists of some sort, but yeah, that's extremely gutsy. That could have been swallowed up in a heartbeat. So it's looking like 1/3 of that island is going to take a landslide. And if it does, what does that mean? So I'm on the eastern seaboard.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm not enjoying finding the reports or reporting on it by any means. But what does it mean? It means if 1/3 of that island, or even 1/4 of that island, goes south and plummets into the ocean, which is what it's looking like it's going to do, that means the East Coast goes away. Like the city of Atlantis, that many people don't want to think ever existed. Whether it did or not is immaterial even. But yeah, 100
Oh,
foot wall of water.
but remember, somebody else said it'll never happen.
Oh yeah. There's always those people, right? Whether they have their own channels or whether they're skeptics. Yes, that's fine. You want to think that? That's fine.
And that person will just have new waterfront property.
Oh yeah, their tax rate might go up because they may end up with oceanfront property. However, the people that are on the East Coast, all 65 million is the estimate, won't be here. And that includes us, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Unless we run for it. So, yeah, it's a real sobering thought. Think about that. And it's not said to scare anybody, but we'd be going in probably 60 miles, maybe more.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that are on the coast won't do so well. I'm going to address this while I have a chance. Randy, I actually happen to know Hal. He's a nice guy. So believe who you want. I don't really care. But his information is accurate, whether you want to believe it or not. Now, whether or not that happens in the time frame that they estimate, he's not the one estimating it. It's geologists that are estimating it. And I think they know a little bit more about the science behind it than any one of us do. Yeah. We're just letting you know what's being said. So I don't
And
really
I would
care.
be a geologist who's been studying these things more than someone who says it's not going to happen because I said that.
I'm going to
You know,
address what Diane just said. I don't quite frankly care what Pinball says. So aside from that, I don't care what anybody says. Not even Hal, to be honest with you. He's getting the information from people that are credible. And he's just
oh,
reporting what he's getting.
he's
So
sick
regardless,
bitch.
it's not a pretty picture for La Palma and the East Coast. When it may occur, who knows? Who knows? I just know that all the stuff that we have is in Mylar bags and in jars, right? So technically they're waterproof. I don't know that they'll float since we put oxygen absorbers in them, but you know, what's the next prep to get? Scuba gear, maybe?
Well, I told you, Dirty White Boy will build us an ark when I was at his shop the other day.
I'm not looking for another arc.
I know, I'm kidding.
I know.
No, it did not come from Hal. It actually came from geologists.
Yeah. Well, Hal is reporting on it, but it comes from geologists. I mean, he's getting
Yeah,
accurate information and reporting on it. Just like, oh, I don't know, mainstream media should do report on things
yeah,
accurately. No, they're
yeah.
not. They're not talking about it at all. And that's what actually scares me is they're avoiding it. I mean, have any of you guys listened to any of the reports that are coming out of Africa and what's going on? Quite frankly,
Uh-uh.
they're scared unbelievably. I want to say it another way, but I don't want to swear on here. So
Yeah,
yeah, they're scared unbelievably, and there should be. And the people that are on the island, they've been evacuated for the most part. There are some people still there, but I do believe the ones that are still there know they're going to die because when that blows, it's going to come right back down on them. They know that they're there to either report and or make sure that there's a log of this some way, somehow. It's got to be uploaded to the cloud somewhere because there's not going to be anything left. Um, so it's hard to believe that something like that could happen, but volcanoes go all the time and
yeah.
islands pop up and drop, the fact that it hasn't happened near us in our lifetime doesn't mean it can't happen. That's like saying that force majeure can't happen. Oh, I think somebody said that to us once before as well. It's
Yeah,
happening more and more each day. It hasn't happened with the government yet, but it will,
yeah.
especially if they don't raise the debt ceiling. So, um, Sally, you can always email me or talk to me and I'll tell you the info on it. But La Palma, the island over by the Canary Islands, is set
Yeah.
to blow. And it's not looking good. So, I am blessed. No, Hal does not have a YouTube page. He wouldn't be caught dead on YouTube. He has his own. He's a journalist now, and he has his own site. So just Google halturner.com and you'll find his own site. I think he goes onto YouTube to check things out, but he would never report on YouTube or do any videos on there. So yeah, it's scary. I don't know about only evacuating 20,000 people. I don't know how many people are on the island. I have no idea. I just know they're scared, and they ought to be.
Right, right.
No, they will be the first to know about it, and they will be gone before we know about it. And according to what they're saying, it'll take about 8 hours once that slide happens for the water to hit this side. So I don't know. I'm just guessing. But don't you remember a little while ago they updated the alerts and they changed the alerts to be an extreme alert on the phones? It's my belief, and it could be wrong, but it's my belief that they did it for a reason because I think they know something's up. But I think by the time that alert goes off, I'm not going to have a chance. So unless you're prepared, you're not going to
Yeah.
have, even if it's 8 hours, you're not going to be able to get things done and ready and packed up and gone in 8
Yeah.
hours. You start at the time frame of the alarm going off or the notice going off. The highways are going to be too clogged and bogged down, right?
Yeah. And someone just said, well, if you know it's going to hit Florida, why don't you just get out of Florida?
Because we don't
It's
know
supposed to hit
when.
the entire East Coast. That can you imagine everybody who lives on the East Coast and 200 miles inward, literally
Yeah,
migrating over?
right.
It's
Up,
just
up and over. Yeah,
yeah,
up and over,
that
right?
it doesn't work that way, honey. It really doesn't.
No, I mean it's gonna hit the whole East Coast. I mean, I'm in the upper East Coast, but still, um, we'd have to, in my neck of the woods, we'd have to head to, oh, I don't know, Vermont or the Canadian border just to
Yeah.
get some mountainous terrain, to gain some height. But then there's the reality of what are you gonna be coming back to? Because everybody that you know in that neck of the woods, unless you took them with you,
Yeah. There's no way.
nope,
None whatsoever.
nope. So, um, yeah, 8 hours. Um, so whether or not they would put an alert out for it, I don't know. I think
Probably
DC
not. Why
would,
would they?
I think DC would do their best to clear themselves out of the way first, if they haven't already. I don't know. So it's all right, I have to do this one. Maggie, you shook Clinton's hand? Really?
Mm.
That's like shaking the hand of Satan himself. Um, just saying. I wouldn't. So the idea of the nuclear power plants that are on the East Coast, once water hits them, wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be good at all. So, um, not, not something I want to think about. It's chilling. It's really bone chilling to think about any of that stuff. No, I don't think it's necessarily caused by a scalar wave, which is what some people are saying. I don't really think it's due to weather manipulation, although maybe, but I don't know. I think that's more probably deterioration over time. I mean, it's been working on this situation for a long time. Could it be from that? Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. So, yes, Bob, time to be right with God. That's for sure. No matter what, in all circumstances,
Yeah.
it's that
You know what?
time.
I am right with God. I am right with God. I'm one of those people I can lay my head on my pillow every single night because I don't have a guilty conscience. So I am right with God. I know where I'm going. So
Terry, is everyone still canning? I am, although I
yeah,
haven't in the last few days. Autumn, you're still canning.
yeah,
Yep. I'm still following through with what I feel led to do, and
I'll
regardless
show you.
of this, yeah, regardless of this other circumstance that has come up, it's not going to deter me from what I feel led to do. I'm still going to do it. Um, I'm not thrilled about the other news, but I'm not putting all my chips on that side of the table either. I'm making sure that there's food packed no matter what. Oh, nice job.
Tomatoes with garlic and basil.
Nice.
Hmm.
All right.
Yep.
That's one I have not done yet.
Yep.
Nice.
And then tomorrow I'll be doing sauce.
Said like a
So
good time. Tomorrow I'll be doing sauce. Nice.
sauce.
Nice. Um, yeah, somebody was asking me about certain people going underground for this tsunami, and all I could think of is, yeah, but if they have one leak, I mean, just one leak is all it's going to take, and we get a bunch of drowned rats, right?
I don't know, Tara. You know what? Ask Dirty White Boy if my sauce is amazing because I made him 5 jars. Wise ass never called me.
Sweet and spicy, asking, is this true that the New World Order has begun? That that every world leader of every country in the world is declaring that the New World Order has begun, and the Constitution doesn't mean squat anymore. Well, it means something to me. Whether or not it means it to them is something else. Um, and has it begun? Yeah, yeah. But I don't think it began um, on January 6th. I think it began quite a long time prior to that. I don't even mean election time. I mean before that. It's been in the works for a long time. Uh, Missy saying that there's more of us than there are of them. You're right.
Yeah.
The problem is our people haven't risen up yet. And I have to ask why. Are we all heavily reliant on the other one coming back into office?
I think that's the pipe dream. Yeah. Yeah.
I definitely think it's a dream that's out there. But if you're waiting for that,
You'd be surprised at how many Trump DeSantis 2024 flags I'm seeing flying around here.
yeah. I think if you're waiting for that, that's all well and good if you want to keep waiting for that. But I think you're going to be disappointed you didn't rise up when you were supposed to. And right now, I think that's an individual choice as to how. How do you rise up? Well, you don't take that. That's the first thing. You stand firm. You're not doing it. You find other ways to make income if you have to make that difficult decision.
Yeah.
But you don't do it. And in the meantime, you stack and pack away what you can because you're going to need it. And I'm not necessarily referring to silver. I mean food.
Right.
Whether or not any of this stuff happens, and I'm not even referring to La Palma or any of that. I'm saying the New World Order stuff. They are still bound and determined to make sure that you can't buy or sell. So make sure you have food. Because you can't eat silver or gold.
Yeah, I know.
I'd love to see people get it, but only after you get the food.
Yeah. But okay, where do you think people should be in their food preps before they start stacking up on silver?
3 years. I've said that before. 3 years.
Okay. Well,
Before
I'm
you,
nowhere near 3 years and I'm already stacking up on silver. So
well,
I'm at
you're
2 years.
buying it, but stacking it means stacks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So you're
that's
buying
true.
a few, and that's fine, and that's good. That's good. But don't go buying the big stacks until you have more food.
Oh,
When you
yeah.
have more food, then you can start looking at stacking. So yeah, 3 years. And
Hey, Prepper Nerd, how are you?
3 years is a lofty goal, but it's attainable. It's, it's hard to think about it. You can't think about it in terms of 3 years. You have to look at it and say 3 weeks, 2 months, 4 months, 6 months, 1 year. You have to do it in
Yeah.
increments. And if you can do that and achieve that, then you can always go a little bit further with it. What I
Right.
recommend or what I am doing isn't what everybody should do. But I am a carnivore. I do eat meat. I prefer it. I mean, I'm not saying I only eat that. Obviously, I eat other stuff, but I concentrated on the meats and the grains first. Pasta,
Right.
rice, oatmeal, beans, then meat. Why?
Right.
Because these are two things that you can maneuver
Same.
and mix things around
Same.
with easily. So if you can
Right.
attain a year's worth of those and then fill in, and then to go for another year's worth of those, again, incrementally, then you're
Right.
good. For those that don't eat meat, you'll have a much easier time.
Right. And someone just asked me a question. Yes, WS, I do my inventory by not just by caloric intake, but also by quantity. And I use Prepper Nerd's inventory system. He's got a bomb.com inventory system. I'm sorry. I swear by his shite. Okay. So go. I don't think Trish has the link in her video. But if you go onto my channel, okay, either one of my channels, you will always find Prepper Nerds link in all of my description boxes of every single one of my videos, okay, and use my code ABG, okay, you get a discount. When I tell you his inventory system is literally the shit, okay, it just makes life a whole hell of a lot easier. It really does, especially when it comes to inventory. Okay. Oh, and if you are in the Tampa Bay area, Trish, I hope you don't mind me doing this, and you need work done on your car, go see my boy, Dave, or Dirty White Boy. His link is also in my description box below of all of my videos, and use my code ABG. Yes, Dawn Marie, Prepper Nerd is definitely in the chat.
Somebody was asking earlier, where do you store 3 years worth of food?
Where do you store?
Yeah. That's a legitimate question.
It all depends on what your house or what your living conditions is like. People have seen what I had to go through.
Right.
And I live in a house. It's because
Yeah.
I don't have a basement. You know what I mean? I have a very small pantry, so I had to compromise and do things that I never thought I would have ever had to do.
Right. Yeah,
Just to
everybody's
store.
situation is different. I mean, I know somebody that actually did a dig out in the back of their yard. They lined the dig out with plywood, multiple layers of plywood below, on the sides, and then across the top. And then they did sod on the top of that so that, there is something covering over it. And they're doing certain things in there that are waterproof and can be put there, and they're kept nice and cool. So you have to become inventive in your own space, and you're the only one that can say what you can do in your space.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but you must become really, really creative. Start looking online, checking out anything from pantry storage to, um, you know, finding hiding spots
Mhm.
for food storage. You have to get crafty. Um, talk to anybody on here in chat and find out what are they doing. You know,
Yeah.
um, that's tough. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm going, all right. The longest famine that I know of, and I do believe a lot of this is man-made, but the longest famine that I know of is 7 years. Where do you put 7 years worth?
Right.
Right? I mean,
Right.
it's almost impossible. Where do you do that?
Right.
Not an easy goal to either retain and or find a spot for it. But I'm not necessarily looking at 7 years worth anyway.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah,
I mean, I've put things under beds, you know. I turned because everyone knows that the cats have their own bedroom, right? Well, I I had to put shelving units in the cat bedroom, and I have food stacked. And I just ordered more shelving units. And by the way, I ordered my shelving units online on Amazon. Guess what? They are completely out of stock, and they raised the price. So if you're looking to buy the shelving units that I always buy, good luck. You can't get your hands on them.
yeah, if you're buying them through Amazon.
Yeah, but they're the cheapest place to buy them because when I was talking to my mechanic the other day when I was at his shop, he was telling me they have the same shelving units, the same exact ones at Sam's Club for $100. I was buying them on Amazon for $53, and they're the same exact ones, the 5 tier,
Hmm.
the ones that hold 600 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the 6 tier and they were 800 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How much were you paying for?
53.
Okay.
And Sam has them for 100.
Huh. You still with me? Because you cut out.
I'm here.
Okay. You did. You cut out a little bit. Um, so what are your stores looking like? Major holes? Semi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The baking section. Huh. What a joke. What a joke. It's
Yeah.
oh, what a joke. Yeah. It's
So
not so much the sugar, it's everything else.
what's it looking like?
They had to like make the sugar a bigger section to cover up everything else that's in shortage.
With mine,
Yeah.
they only had 2 bags of sugar, and that was Walmart. So I got to
Yep.
figure Walmart having a hard time getting sugar. You know, that's a little odd. Yeah. So what did they say with the baking section when that starts going thin? 1 month. So we're in mid-September.
Yeah.
You know, what's the baby section looking like? Any idea?
I didn't check. I don't want to get baby fever. No.
We might want to
I've had
check
enough
next
of
time.
kids. I don't want any more.
Uh, definitely walking by it, just kind of peruse next time so that we have an idea.
I will. And right on, Dave. I see you. I heard you. But yeah, I will. Tomorrow I have to run out anyway, because I got to get uh, more. I'm out of basil. I'm out of parsley and stuff like that. So I got to go to the store anyway to go pick up some spices. So I will check the baby sections. Because I got to hit Target anyway, so I'll check Target and Walmart's. And because I always buy a lot at Aldi's, and I'll check there and see what's what, like baby sections and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay. So what are you guys in chat? What are you noticing in your stores? Any major holes, or are you noticing anything that's unusual? I'm just looking to find out where different people are at. Maybe if you wouldn't mind in chat, just throw out the state that you're in, perhaps, and like a name of the store and what you've noticed. That's all.
And Jean had just brought up the picture that I had used for my thumbnail in today's video. Yes, that picture was actually taken at Publix here where I live, and it was of a turkey and not an organic or free range or anything like that. It was just of a turkey in the freezer section at Publix for $106.
What?
That's how much turkeys are going for. Yeah.
What happened to $26? They went up 400%?
$106 for a turkey at Publix.
So they went up 400%.
Yes.
Last I knew they were on $26.
Not here.
Wow. Well,
yeah.
I know people that like turkey. I could take it or leave it, but geez, wow. Wow. Huh. I'll have to look. I've not bothered to look at whole turkey.
Oh, Dave, you saw that too, huh? You saw that on Facebook?
You saw the same turkey?
Yeah. Or did you see that in Publix? Because I had saw it on Facebook from a Facebook group page thing that I belong to about, it's like couponing and stuff like that. And they said, I just got back from Publix. I took this picture, and what is it with this price? $106 for a turkey. Yeah. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
That must be a monster turkey.
No, I think it was 18 pounds.
What?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, because I belong to a couponing page on Facebook, because Publix here, they are known for couponing. And I mean, you could literally go to Publix, buy like $500 in food, and pay like $40 for all that food, because Publix is known for their couponings, just like CVS is. Yeah. And when I saw that, I was like, oh. And I know Dave, he shops at Publix all the time. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Lisa saying that she has 7 turkeys in the freezer. Maybe she should sell them. No, I would say you need to be, learning how to
pressure can them.
Learning how to debone them and pressure can them. Yes. Because if the lights go out, you're not going to be cooking those 7 birds, and they're going to start walking on their own.
Yeah. You got limits, Dawn, at Sam's. We got limits here at our Sam's too. 1 per person when it comes to paper products.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any limits in our stores yet, but then again, I haven't gone in a week. So I'm looking to maybe go this weekend for certain things.
Limiting, okay, her Sam's is limiting water, toilet paper, paper towels, and canned veggies. It just started a week ago in Pensy, Northeast Pensy.
In canned veggies, really? That's got to be because of the can shortage. It must be. It could be the veggies too, but I would say the can shortage. who would have thought that they'd have a can shortage at the same time as a corn shortage, right? Like, well, you got to wonder if they're just saying, no, we don't want to put them out there, or if there really is an aluminum shortage. And it could
Yeah.
be.
And when Dave went to Publix, no, Sam's, sorry, last week or the week before, he said they had no canned corn, I believe it was. So we're running low on canned vegetables here at our Sam's Club because
Okay.
I always shop at Sam's Club as well. So
Yeah, what I was doing is just getting the dollar bags of the frozen
Mhm.
veggies and canning
Uh-huh.
them, and I'm canning
Yep.
them, you know, might as well. I mean, it takes a long time to do corn, just like it does meat, 90 minutes if you're doing quarts.
Right.
But you can always put them in pints,
Mhm.
it's probably better that way anyway, depending on how big your family is. Um, but yeah, wow. Huh.
Whoa, what? Sweet and spicy?
Yeah, I was just
Someone
reading
on
that.
your video yesterday said Sam's in Oklahoma has bottled water deliveries blocked by the government.
Well, that's not a shock. That's, they manipulate the price, and they do that because they raised water as a commodity, right? So if they can limit how much is going to be distributed, they can keep the price high and trade the commodity and make a whole boatload of money. That doesn't shock me. Um, yeah, it's amazing what they will do, right? It's not about
It,
people at all. Never has been.
no, it's not.
No.
It's not. It's about
But
total control. He who controls the food controls the people. Hmm?
or the water, yes. Or the energy, yes. It's all one and the same. Because it takes all of those to make that food. So even if you're only controlling the water and you don't control the food, well, you're not going to be bottling and canning any of the food without the water. You're not going to
Mhm.
have the energy to do it, you know? So they've got that sector locked up and they know it.
Yes, Felice, you didn't know about my second channel?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, it's called ABG Prepping. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what we do when we know we're shut down, right?
Yeah.
So that's the second strike. We're trying to keep her away from a third one. And I've been very fortunate. I haven't had one yet. And actually, I'm surprised. I thought I would have gotten one with my Godfather video. I thought for sure with that one, I was a goner. But okay, it would have been a warning anyway. So I was like, all right, it's worth the risk. Um,
Oh, somebody wants to know how many jars of food you have canned. How
who? Me?
long you got to talk about that? How long we
I don't,
got?
I don't even know who wrote that. Um, I didn't see that one. Um,
Wow. I love Thai food. You own a Thai restaurant, Terry? That's awesome.
hmm. um, DeFi asking about farmers growing and selling to people locally. Yeah, you can until people step in. I think that's the plan for people to do that and either barter or take cash, while cash is still not on fire, although it
Mm-hmm.
is. So yeah, could they? Sure. I mean, that's what a lot of people do now. They have these little pop-up spots out of the backs of trucks and whatever, selling food locally. And as long as you keep it on the small side, you'll be fine. But I think once it goes to full scale, no buy, no sell without that, or without that little thing that we've talked about,
Right on. Yeah.
um, then they're going to make it much, much more difficult. And you're going to have to do it, I don't know, side roads or on your own property or with people and have them come to your property. And I don't know that all people want that to happen. Maybe you
Mm.
load up a truck and you just drive around and you meet people in odd spots. That's probably more likely. So wouldn't it be better to do that? Yeah, buy and sell locally. Um, so Larry's asking, how long do we think they have to get food before the prices start skyrocketing? Well, they'll go
Oh,
up incrementally, but they'll go up. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm paying about $1.99 on chicken right now. But I have noticed that the weights, I mean, it's hard to know if you're truly getting 4.5 pounds in that package, or if the padding that is under them is overloaded with water and you're really getting about 4 pounds
yeah. Yeah.
of
I've
actual.
often wondered that myself.
Yeah. So I've kind of wondered about that, and I can't prove it one way or another. You're not going to know unless you pull that packaging apart and take the stuff out, right? Because they weigh it with the packaging. So how much of it is really truly what they say it is with regard to the actual weight? But even $1.99 a pound is a whole lot more than I was paying this time last year. A
Right.
whole lot. So I'm buying it now because I know it's not going to go any cheaper. I was looking at brisket the other day. That was horrifying. One brisket. And
Yeah.
don't quote me because I don't have the amount of weight in front of me right now, but it was $56. Like, what? For one brisket. Um, I'm not the biggest fan in the world, but I was trying to do different kinds of meat. I've done a ton of chicken, literally just shy of a ton of chicken.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so I've done a lot of hamburger now because I've been able to cut back on the chicken. I'm doing that. I've done pork, but I'm looking for doing other kinds of meat. So I was looking at brisket and I was like, no way, no way. Um, yeah. So I am trying to branch out and try to find some other things. Even if it's not in the quantity that I have for chicken, I don't need it to be. I'm just looking for more variety. You guys have any other ideas for meats? Let me know what you have canned and cans well. Um, I'm really not into canning bacon. I know Alaskan Prepper did it. I'm not looking to do that. I'm looking to do stuff that I know will be safe, and I'm glad it worked for him, but I'm not looking to do it. Yeah, Larry, the price of a roast is crazy. You're right. It's nuts. Even the pork was outrageously expensive,
Yeah.
but I had to do it. Um, Salmon. I haven't, whenever I've gotten salmon, I usually use it fairly quick. I haven't thought of canning it. I would have to have an awful lot of salmon to can it. An awful lot. But I hear you can do it exactly the same way. Cold pack it, raw pack it, and probably put it in pints or something, unless you really want a lot of fish. Dirty white boy, skirt steak. What the heck is that?
Oh yeah, it's just a thin piece of steak. It's thin.
I've never heard it called that before.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. Have you done that yet?
No,
No.
no, I haven't. The only like steak-ish meat beef that I've canned is ground beef and stew meat.
Okay. Dirty white boy. It's beef. No kidding. I know that. I got that point. Beef. But what do you use it for? I mean, really, what do you use it for?
It's
Like, it's not stew meat, right? So
no,
what do you do with it?
no.
What do you do with it?
I've honestly, it's. I guess you could do like people like cut it into strips. Like if you're going to do like steak tacos or fajitas or like that type of thing. I guess you can say.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Fajitas. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So they're
All right. That's good to know. I mean, again, I'm all for doing it if I can figure out what to do with it afterward. But if I don't know what to do with it,
yeah.
I'm not going to can. All right. Philly cheesesteaks. Okay. You won me. Okay. You won me right there. Good. Um, yes. Dirty white boy. You need to fly me down for barbecue. You're right. That's funny. Um, I used to live in New Orleans, so I'm quite familiar with barbecue and stuff down there. I loved it. Back in the days when I used to work for, that place that thinks people need to be less white. Um, the competitor to
Yeah.
Pepsi. Yeah, that company. Um, but yeah, I was not one that went outside of New Orleans really when I was there, unless I was in an airplane. So I have had quite a bit of New Orleans barbecue, but not Florida. Oh, 0. Force majeure. What about it? Is it coming to a nation near us? Yeah, it is. Is it going to be October? Don't ask me that. Um, I guess that will be up to the powers that are not us, right? Do I think it can happen? Yep.
It's
Um,
happening individually right now to different businesses.
yeah,
So
yeah. Um, K-Cat asking if we went out and caught crawfish. Yes, we did. And actually, we called them mud bugs, but I loved them. I thought they were awesome. Um, I was reluctant to trying the hillbilly catfishing. Not into sticking my hand in a hole and waiting for a fish to grab onto it and yank them out. I wasn't doing it. But other than that, yeah. I will not eat them up here though, mud bugs or crawfish, because they've been, shipped and frozen and not rinsed properly, and they taste nasty up here. If you get them fresh out of the water and you stick them in better water in a bucket and let them kick out all their toxins and stuff overnight, then they're wonderful the next day. I don't want them to taste like the water they came from, or should I say the mud that they came from. Yeah, I remember those days. Gumbo, shrimp, crab, all that stuff. It was awesome. Oh, it was good. But you can't look at the food. That's what they always used to tell me. Don't look at it, just eat it. And they were right. Because if you look at it, if you're from my neck of the woods and you start looking at it, you'd be going, what's that? What's that? What's that? And you wouldn't want to eat it. Just eat it.
That's me.
Yeah. Oh, Sweet and spicy, asking about frog legs or alligator. Yes, I've had alligator down there quite a bit, and I love it, by the way. Alligator tail. Frog legs, I grew up on those, actually. My brothers used to catch them all the time, and it was horrific how they did it, but I liked them. Yeah. There isn't much I haven't had. If you ever get a chance to try tail, just do it. Just do it. Don't even think about what it is. Just do it. It's really good.
Yeah.
To me, it tastes a lot like lobster, but without the salt end of it, because usually they're not as salty. Yeah. I like them.
They serve it like in every restaurant here.
Yeah.
Gator tail.
Yeah. I've never really.
Oh, lizards.
Huh? Oh.
She said, please, Lord, no lizards. I said, no.
No, those would hardly be worth it. No, but gator tail is really good. People don't realize what it tastes like until you try it. But get out there and try something new. You might find out you like it. You might not, but
hey, listen, when the shit hits the fan and you have nothing left, but there's an alligator out there, you know what? Take a
hit him between the eyes. Because if you don't hit him between the eyes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had rattlesnake too. I've had that.
No, I have not.
My dad would go and get the most outrageous stuff, and he just always said to me, "Try it once. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat it." But he got me to try just about everything. So when I got a little bit older, it really didn't scare me at all.
Yeah.
Again, if I don't like it, I'm not going to keep eating it.
Yeah. I've never had tripe, Diane. I don't know what tripe is.
That is a fish. Turtle. No, I have not had turtle, and I don't want to. No.
No, thank you.
I would have to really, really not have something else to do that. So, like she said, if this tsunami moves a little bit, right, we might end up with some gators. Just whack them right. Even if you only have an axe, whack them right. And you got really, really awesome food. Don't waste it. I know that's an awful thought, but
stomach. Really?
No, cow stomach is not going to be something that I would ever try. No, thank you. There's a cow on the outside of it. I'd go for that first.
Yeah. It's 6.
Nope. Bob asking what the price of lobster is these days. I haven't looked in a while. Last I knew it was around $8.99, upwards of $10, but that depends on where you buy it, of course. If you're going to buy it in a grocery store, which I would not, yeah, it's probably up in the $12.99 to $15.99 range, and that's not per pound for meat, but per pound for the actual, shell on animal. So.
But, a lot of Italians eat tripe. Not this Italian.
Um, yeah,
I'm all set. Thanks.
no.
Nay, nay.
Um, wow, grocery store across the street selling lobster for $50 a pound. Really?
Jeez.
Well, $50 for one, probably per pound. Really? Wow. Where the heck are you? No
Yeah,
way.
really.
You go down to the docks. If you're gonna get it here, you go down to the docks. You don't go and get it in a store. You get it in the docks and you give the guy that's actually hauling it in a little bit of cash. That's the only way I would do it. Um, wow. Never have I paid that much for anything like that. I don't think I've ever paid over $8 a pound, and even that is steep. So I like it, but I won't pay that kind of money for it. Yeah, yeah. Nope, not having that. Jelly pig's feet. Nope, not doing it. I don't know how we got on the topic, but let's get off the growth topic for food, okay? Nope,
Yeah, would you?
not happening. Never gonna happen. Nope, 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 nope. Anyway, um,
Hmm.
so with regard to anything else that's going on these days, I'm going to be going to, I think, the grocery store this weekend. I'm going to check it out anyway. Even if I don't buy anything, I just want to find out how our stores are doing. And chances are I will get something. I don't know what. I am going to try to stay away from chicken, though. I mean, I think I have about, 3 flocks worth now, so that's enough. Um, do you have anything you think you're overstocked on and anything that you're understocked on? Like if you were to do something over, is there anything you'd do a little different, maybe?
No.
No?
Mm-mm. No. I think uh I I don't I don't know. I mean, I don't think I have. I think I'm pretty well balanced, if I can say that. Um, I know I don't have enough meats. I do know that. But on the same token, Sean and I don't eat meat every single day. So we're pretty well balanced. You know what I mean?
Yep.
We're balanced, you know?
Okay.
So I got to keep pressure canning, like with this kind of stuff, because like this with pasta is a meal in itself,
Yep.
because of the tomatoes and the garlic and the basil, you know what I mean? So I don't have to eat meat every single day in order to be, have a full belly, you know what I mean? And to get nutrition. I
Yep.
don't need it.
Yep.
So
Somebody was asking what my opinion was of lockdowns perhaps happening.
I friggin' hope not.
I still think it will.
With
Just be
this
prepared.
administration, anything is possible,
Yeah,
you know.
I still think it will. And I still think we're looking at a very similar to the same time frame that we were before. I haven't really changed my stance on that.
Dave, you have 15 cases of mason jars because it's what I'm going to be putting your sauce and tomatoes in. So drop them off.
Right? One thing I'm stocked up on right now pretty well is jars. I'm grateful for
Yeah.
that. A friend
Yeah.
of mine last week sent me home with I think 8 cases, and I already had 10. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
um,
down to 3 cases of jars right now, but that's because I've been canning like crazy.
yeah,
But, um, I just got to get, he wants more sauce and more tomatoes done, so I'll do that for him.
Yeah. All right. Good night, Tara. Yeah.
Right.
Well, like I said, I'm just looking for small things that I can mix into it now where I've gotten some of the larger things. But you guys, anybody that's still looking at what do you do next? I would say once you know you have enough protein, whether they be beans or meat or
Yeah.
whatever, go for your grains if you haven't done it already. Pasta, rice, oatmeal.
Oh, yeah. Plenty.
Um, yeah, but definitely, if you haven't done them yet, do those because you can make anything stretch with that kind of thing. Potato flake. Make sure you have it. And then after those, start filling in with things that will help you to feel normal.
Mhm.
But
Prepping for normalcy is a big thing. And I
it
don't
is.
think a lot of people think along those terms. They just think about, rice and beans and pasta and this and that. Nay, nay. Like I've always said, what's the first thing you go for every single morning when you wake up?
Coffee.
Right. So you want to make sure you have enough of that.
I'm good.
So what goes along with your coffee? Do you smoke? Do you, vape? Do you, what do you do? Okay. You want to make sure you have enough of that. What's the one thing that you gravitate towards when you're stressed out or, whatever the case may be? Okay. You want to make sure you have enough of that as well to calm you down because when the shit hits the fan and you're going around in 20 different directions and you're running around like a chicken without a head, what's the one thing that will bring you back down to earth and make you calm down so you become normal again?
Right.
You want to make sure you have enough of that.
Yep.
It's prepping for normalcy. You have to have these things.
Yep.
You have to. And, there's not going to be internet. There's not going to be cell phones. There's not going to be anything like that. So what's the one thing like you always do when you're on the internet, right? Just do you play video games or whatever the case may be? I know you don't, but okay, like me, my favorite thing to do to pass time, I love Sudoku.
Oh yeah.
Not a lot of people know that. I love Sudoku. So you know what I have? I have about 24 Sudoku books
I have books. Yeah.
stacked away for grid down.
Right. I have the book.
Plus, I'm an avid reader.
Mm-hmm.
So these are things that people really need to think about. It's prepping for normalcy, right?
Yep. I agree. And those are things you can pick up at the Dollar Tree, dollar store, different places like that, and get them really inexpensively.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I do that sometimes just to de-stress. Along with some very detailed coloring with colored pencils or anything like that. Honestly,
I love the color.
just to get my mind a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
off of whatever it is that I'm doing. Nikki, yeah, she loves that too. I see her doing it all the time. I did it more before now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know why.
Yeah.
But I don't do a lot of reading. There's only one book that I'm actually able to read and do well, and that's the Bible. It's
Yeah,
always
me
been.
too.
It's always been
I
that way
love
for
my
me.
Bible.
Yeah. So I'm tremendously dyslexic when it comes to letters, not numbers. I'm proficient at numbers because I learned to be as a banker, but
Mm-hmm.
letters, I have a fair of a time. Bible, no problem. I can not only read it well, I recite it well. But the other stuff, man, I'll tell you, it takes me 3 chapters to remember one paragraph because I have to read it over and over and over and over and over again. And or I don't retain any of it. And by the time I pick the book up next, I have to start all over again because I
Right.
won't remember. And It's not because I'm 53, which some may say, yeah, you're getting older. No, it's not that. I've been that way since I was 2. I'm dyslexic with letters.
Yeah.
So it's a little unusual, but
Yeah.
not that unusual. A lot of people are.
But a lot of people should really learn how to prep for normalcy,
Yeah.
you know.
Yep.
A lot of people really should. Even if it, you pick up a new hobby today, regardless of what it may be, pick
Yep.
up a new hobby and stock up on what that new hobby is, even if it's crocheting or knitting or sewing or whatever the case may be.
Right.
It doesn't cost that much for some needle and some thread. And keep your old clothes, make new clothes with your old clothes, things like that. Uh, that right there, okay, will be invaluable in
Yep.
an SHTF scenario. Like me personally, I used to be a hairdresser. Okay. So I actually went and I needed new shears. Okay. I got a new hair buzzer, because I cut all of my family's hair, friends' hair, stuff like that. I do all the kids and stuff like that. Like my niece, my nephew, So I went and I bought all new supplies because I wanted to have doubles of everything that I have. So in an SHTF scenario, that will be my barter.
Yep.
That will be my, I'll do this for you if you give me that, that type of thing. Like
Yep.
I'm able to cut hair, dye hair, perm hair. I could do anything and everything when it comes to that type of thing.
Right.
So, you know, teach yourself something today
Right.
so you're able to survive later on.
Yeah. An
Just like
interesting.
Bosnia. Just
Right.
like
Right.
Bosnia.
Interesting thing. Nikki was saying that she's learning how to play the guitar, which she is. So it's kind of awesome to hear her
That's
do
awesome.
that. Yeah, it's cool.
I love it.
Um, you know, you have to find a way that your mind can just be taken away from some of that other crap. And around here we get a lot of crap. I get a tremendous amount of crap. You know that. On here I don't share even a third of what I get because you don't want to know most of it. You really don't. I tell you what you need to know when you need to know it, and I keep the rest just because. Yeah, learn from
Yes,
what.
WS, I can because I have a waxing station here at my house. I'm
Um,
not kidding either.
PL said, learn from what Venezuela was going through. Yes,
Hmm.
take those little things like Bosnia or any one of them. Take those things that you hear about and learn from them. Again, it's history, right? It's only a little while ago, but it's still history. So learn from their hardships so that they don't become your hardships.
Right.
Find out what was useful for them or what they wished they'd had, what would have been useful for them. And make sure that you've got what you need going forward because, when it hits the fan, you're not going to really know. I'm talking up on lighters and I don't, I know it was in the Bosnia video, but I'm not really doing it for that because I was doing it before that. I've just gotten more of them. I don't really know
Yeah.
why. I might have used 2 lighters in my whole life. I don't really use them. But I am grabbing them because they're $1 a pack, and there's probably anywhere from 7 to 10 in a pack. Just grab 1 pack going through the checkout. Just grab 1 pack, $1. You're not going to miss $1, and you'll have something that could be useful. Just make sure you keep them standing up straight. For some reason, that seems to be a big issue.
Yeah.
But stand them up straight and put them in a box where they're standing up, and
Hmm.
just start stacking up a few here and there.
Hmm.
Buck at a time. So we never know when we're going to need this stuff. When it comes to grid down, how do you really prepare for normalcy in a grid down? Because that's not normal, right?
No.
None of us have ever lived without electricity for prolonged periods of time. You might have gone 2 weeks, maybe you went a month, maybe you went 3 in an extreme case, but nobody's ever gone 18 months And that's what the prediction is. Because with what's going on right now with all the shortages and the different issues with all the electronic parts and the transformers, if any of those go down and have to be replaced, they don't have them to replace them. They don't have them.
I know.
So we're not talking about days, weeks, or even months. We're talking about 18 months or more. And that's a horrifying thought. So how do you really function in that kind of case? Because you won't be able to get gas, right? So going to work's out, but then again, your work's probably out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you function in that scenario? None of us are going to know what to do. Just keep your head on a swivel, protect those that you know, the ones that have your back too, you know, and keep stacking.
Yeah.
From now until it happens, because we never know. It is 9 o'clock.
Yes, it is.
I know people have stuff to do and other channels to check out too. So
Yes.
thanks for being with us, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right. I love
All
you. I'll see you next one. Fear less,
All right.
guys.
All right.
Ciao.
Bye.